Another mirrored and block draft. Well, this pack is pretty well. Last Ride is an incredibly good and powerful card, especially in an infect strategy. But we have Dismember here, and I think Dismember is quite clearly the pick since it fits in any deck, kills pretty much anything. So while Last Ride is such an amazing card, I think Dismember is clearly the pick. The rest of the pack isn't incredibly deep. It's got a decent amount of playables. I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's got a bunch of playables, and we're probably going to get something back like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like the Destruction or the Razor Swine or the Mortis Dogs. I think the next person's going to take the Lash Writhe, which might get a little awkward if we choose to go black for the Dismember. I think Vital Splicer is the best card in this pack. Vital Splicer's in green and isn't Infect, and so for that reason I generally shy away from it. It looks like they took an uncommon, so we really don't know what they're grabbing at the moment. We could just follow up Dismember with Pristine Talisman and stay open. See what we get third pick. I think that might be the best call since Dismember's going to be eating away our life total if we're not going to be in black anyway. Spider Monitor is probably the second best card here to the Vital Splicer, but again, I don't know if I really want to commit to blue early. Since we really don't know what they're taking, since they've just only taken an uncommon. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just take the Talisman right here. Wow. Okay, well, it looks like red's open. It's possible black could be open. I think this is an amazing card, but it's often underrated. So a lot of people aren't going to draft it early. I think red is going to be open because of the Ferromancer and the Artillerize. I'm not actually sure which one is better. I would lean toward thinking that Ferromancer is a little bit better than Artillerize, but again, I'm not sure. Artillerize is pretty amazing if you can get it to work, like if you get enough Wellsprings, simply because you're killing something and drawing a card instead of actually sacrificing something. And the Ferromancer is quite powerful, though the Glistening Oil stays on the black color and can kill the Ferromancer, so maybe we should just follow it up with the oil. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and take the oil and follow it up, even though, for the reasons I mentioned, it was a slightly weaker card. Well, here we see there's another Vital Splicer and a Gliss's Scorn, so green is probably not being drafted. Again, it's almost always underdrafted in these packs. As strong as the Vital Splicer is, he just does not fit in an Infect strategy real well, though with Glistening Oil, I guess you could argue that you could just throw it on your 3/3 and go to town. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Gliss's Scorn here, and we're going to move into like a black Infect strategy, or a black-green Infect strategy. I know Blind Zealot could keep my options more open, but I think Gliss's Scorn is the most powerful card, and it looks like these colors are open. Hopefully the people we're passing to didn't take Lash Writhe, Vital Splicer, which they very well might, and might be moving into a similar color. But like as I said, their Vital Splicers don't really fit with an Infect theme. So, well, we already have one Talisman. This doesn't really fit in an Infect deck. If we want to audible to some other type of deck, it's interesting because there's more black-green creatures that, like Mortis Dogs and Lash Writhe seems pretty awesome too. I'm going to go ahead and take the Wellspring. Just if we find ourselves more of a controlling deck somehow, the Wellspring would allow us to splash like the Gliss's Scorn. Though there could be arguments for taking the Talisman, but if we take the Talisman and we're staying in black-green, that doesn't really fit with the curve of black-green. Fits more with like blue. So I think we'd just go for the Wellspring here. Well, green's definitely open. Spinebiter is a very powerful Infect card coming this late. It's definitely the strongest card in this pack. Gutshot's not particularly red, so red still might be coming. In fact, I think the guy's probably scooping up blue, even though we saw that early Spire Monitor, since we haven't seen many other good blue cards. Well, I only have one Infect guy so far, but this is a solid start to an Infect strategy. I really don't know. I mean, I don't really want to be playing Pestilent Soul Eater in a black-green Infect deck. He's just too overcosted, doesn't do enough for what he does. I think I'm just going to take the Hex Parasite because he's actually decent against an Infect deck. And everything else here is just not amazing. I'll hide him. I don't know if we're playing him. Again, more of the black-green non-Infect combo. Crest of Phyrexia in Infect decks, fairly solid at finishing your opponent off or just getting you some extra gas. We already have a Wellspring. Don't think we're playing another unless we... If we had gone with Artillerize over Glistening Oil, we'd definitely be going with Wellspring here. But as it is, we're kind of moved into the Infect strategy, and Caress is clearly the best card. And the Mortis Dog's Death's Head Cobra wheel from the first pack. So it does look like black-green are incredibly underdrafted. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cobra. He's a fairly solid beater, even though the Last Rise Mortis Dog's deck is going to be great. And solid defender, even if we're not in Infect. I mean, I don't generally like playing him, but he's fine to stall the early game. Good, we got a Glistener Elf back, which is a good signal. I don't think this pack was especially deep. Well, Cathedral Membrane is good against us. This is actually a really strong card. I don't know, especially like a blue-white type control deck. I don't really know why it's still here. I think Implant is playable by us, so we're going to go ahead and take that. I mean, it's not the best removal, but it is, while slow, solid removal. We're just going to take the Betrayers to discourage them from going green, even though we've already put them in green with the Vital Splicers. Wow. And green is way underdrafted. We're seeing the Cobras here. There could have been arguments for me to take the Vital Splicers and just move into some non-Infect green-black strategy, but we went with what we went with, since I just generally do not like playing non-Infect green. Well, Rotwolf, like if we were in red, obviously Burn the Impure is the best card, and we could end up splashing it if need be, but right now, like, Infect doesn't really like to splash. You don't want to stumble on your main early, you want to get out of the gates going, and Rotwolf is clearly the best card for an Infect strategy here. So we're going to go ahead and grab it. I think we might table like the metal, there's like, or the Scourger. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's 10. There's a decent amount of playables, so we're probably going to get the Scourger and the metal back. Person next to us, if they didn't go red, I mean, it feels like they probably switched into red, since we only saw Artillerize and Fearmancer come through. It was really the strong red card, so they're probably going to be happy to see that. They're going to be really happy to see that. I guess we're going to take the Hydra. He's not the most amazing Infect guy, but he is huge. I think he's a little bit better than Flincermite. And Flincermite again might wheel. You can often get Flincermites a little bit later where you couldn't get something like a Hydra later. Yeah, so we're going to take the Hydra here. Nothing really particularly interesting out of this pack except for the Pista Strike. Looks like they took a common and an uncommon. Hopefully they, as I said, they're probably in black-green too. We probably really screwed up with our signaling in this pack. Though it felt like there wasn't a ton we could do about it since we ended up getting a decent amount of green. I mean, we got a late Gliscor, or sorry, this was 4th pick. You know, this wheeled. This was like 6th pick, 7th pick. This tabled. So like we did get some deep cards in our colors, but I think the person to our left is also probably in our colors. But anyway, we're taking Pista Strike here because it's the strongest card for our strategy. Jesus Christ, and there's the Flame Fiend. So the guy on our right is going to have one of the most busted decks ever. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Infect guys so far. So right now we're thinking, do I want the Viridian Emissary, the Marauder, or the Claw? The Claw is really strong on Infect guys, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it. Well, Emissary and Marauder are okay. They're not necessarily what we're looking for this type of deck. Like, the Marauder would fit more in the Vital Splicer deck. And Digester's an Infect guy, but hopefully we can pick something more of those guys up later, where Claw fulfills a role that we can't really get out of other cards. And I'm just amazed to see Flame Fiend. It's too bad we didn't just randomly go in red, but that's just how it rolls sometimes. God, and then we've seen Divine Offerings in the packs too. But the guy to our right's definitely white. We hardly saw any white cards. Well, I think the best cards out of this pack are the Keepers and the Marauder. Keepers is strong against us. So we might want to scoop it up. I mean, it's interesting because we could just throw Glistening Oil on it, and it would have an Infect, and it can't get counters. So that's kind of an odd combo. I think we're going to go for that. Marauder is, while strong, I don't think he's the best card for our deck. And just because of that combo, I think I might try the Keepers. I think we can pick up more Pumpers later, so I'm not too worried about taking that now. Violent Wound, pretty amazing. We're a little light on removal. Definitely the card. So here we have Moran's Medal or Viridian Emissary. I think in the Death's Head Cobra slot we'd rather have Emissaries, but we're a little short on tricks. And Emissary trading does help us, get to Spinebiter, Hydra, those things out earlier. I'm trying to think. In the first pack there was a Medal and there was a Scourge Servant. Right now I'd rather have the Servant since we're Creature Light. But one of those might table, whereas the other might not. So I think we're going to go ahead and take the Emissary. It's probably the best all-around card here. Well, there's a Medal and there's a Digester. And again, we're a little Creature Light. And there's a Pista Strike. We already have one of those. We don't want to chalk our deck full that, because they might not even have flyers. So it's down to the combat trick or the kind of the crappy creature. We do have a Viridian Claw, which makes him a little bit better. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take him. Probably going to be wheeling the Medal from our pack. Yep, we did wheel the Medal. So that was probably a good choice, taking the creature, since I thought it was a little bit more likely that we'd wheel that. Mirror Welder is kind of an interesting guy, I guess. We're not taking him, obviously, but he seems like a decent defender and has a decent ability. I would have expected him to go earlier. Maybe he's not as strong as I think. I mean, he doesn't seem very strong, but he seems interesting and useful. Well, all these creatures are kind of crappy. I mean, I don't think we're ever playing like Glissa's Courier or Tangle Mantis. I think I'd rather just take something from the red deck, since they might be strong against us. So we could take the Armor, since it gives us instant Metalcraft basically from Moran's Medal. Yeah, maybe I'll go do that. The red deck's probably already chock full of creatures. I'll hit a Mirror Sire here. I don't know if I'll be playing the Silver Skin Armor because it makes my guys vulnerable to a... And the Predation, I think, is the best pick here. To artifact removal. However, if they don't have a lot of artifact removal, we could sideboard it in, and it would give us instant Metalcraft from Moran's Medal. I don't think we're playing Wellspring. Doesn't really fit with our curve. Not something I want to be doing early. Same with the Talisman. Well, Talisman might be okay, since we have a lot of 5-drops. Yeah, we're going to hide the Armor for now. I'll keep the Death's Head Cobras out, but like the Death's Head Cobras might easily get hidden. Same with like the Malaria's Keepers. So really, we only have, I think, 6 Infect creatures. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, just 5. Jeez, there's a Scrap Melcher in this pack. Yeah, if we'd gone red, we would have... I mean, it's all lucky opens. We would have had some amazing opens. Well, it's between Tel'Jallad Fallen or Fume Spitter. We really don't have many I mean, I guess you could argue to splash the Scrap Melter, but that doesn't really fit with the Infect theme, and we're not too worried about Scrap Melter ourselves. I mean, what are they going to kill? A Digester or a Claw? It's not that big of a deal. I think we just have to go with the Telgelad Fallen here, since we need more Infect guys to get our strategy going. I mean, I'd like to pick up like at least 5 in this pack, and we're not wheeling one. We might table, let's see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're not going to table much from this pack. Like, I don't want Carapace Forger, so. Well, taking Telgelad Fallen and shipping a Scrap Melter. Sometimes that's how it rolls in. There's an Embersmith, awesome. But we do get a Grasp from this pack. As good as Untamed Might is, where the removal's stronger. Gosh, that's... We would have had a busted red deck. Wow. So here... Slice and Twine or Corpse Cur. This is a really hard choice. I think Slice and Twine is just that much better, but they both represent similar card advantage. Gosh. We need guys. Like, I wish we had gotten a Morbid Plunder out of that last pack. We just don't have the guys right now to finish our opponent off. But I think Slice and Twine is that much stronger than Corpse Cur that we're going to have to take it here. Just hope we can get some more guys. Now we really need to try and pick some stuff up. Genesis Wave kind of looks good on paper, but it costs too much mana really to do what you'd really want it to do. Infiltration Lens and Life Staff are both fairly strong cards, but we just need the guys right now, and Carrion Call fulfills that okay. Oh god, now I see a Trigon. Every time it gives me the option to pick up some creature, we just end up getting something that is incredibly good. I think we have to take the Trigon here, even though we really want the Blight Maw, but it's just such a powerful card. Nice, we get a Black Leaf Goblin, which fits our strategy nicely. Looks like our last chance here. Trigon of Infestation, also fine. We get enough removal now that our deck might be more of a control deck. If Control Infect is such a thing. Well, I think Predation comes out. Yeah, we are real creature light. I mean, I guess, though it says we have 9 creatures, I mean, you gotta count Carrion Call and you gotta count the Trigon as creatures. So we have more than it looks like, but this is our last chance. Not much here. Trying to think if we'd ever sideboard in the Wing Puncture. Since we do have a fairly decent amount of removal already, probably not. But then again, would we play the Deus? I guess I'll go ahead and take the Wing Puncture instead, in case somebody has something crazy. Yeah, we didn't wheel anything from our first pack. Kind of rough. Don't really care about any of these cards. I guess Glenhawk is maybe the scariest for us, so go ahead and take that. Thrumming Bird I will just grab. I guess we'll take out Withstand Death. I don't see us playing any of those cards. I mean, we actually have, like, if we want more creatures, we have creatures, but like the Death's Head Cobras and stuff we can bring in, just not Infect guys. Well, it's too bad that these packs are rather light on the Infect and the things, while the other packs look like green was way, way open. These packs were just very shallow for green, unfortunately. Kind of bad luck. Pack 2, I wasn't expecting to get very many amazing cards because of the signals we were giving. Fortunately, we ended up getting a lot of red. This pack, we did get a fair amount of green. It's just not really the infect strategy that we wanted. Maybe I should have taken the, like, in a vacuum, Slice and Twine is just better than Corpse Cur, but in our deck, Corpse Cur is probably better than Slice and Twine, so I think that might have been a mistake. Throw everything we really want in the deck first. No, not that. We could play Viridian Betrayers, actually. I hid that before, but I think he's probably better than some of the alternatives. So here I think it comes down to, let me sort by cost. I think it comes down to like playing one of our, oh, here's our Glissa Scorn. Is Malaria's Keepers better than Death's Head Cobra? I mean, it's interesting with the Glistening Oil combo that we just create a 4/4 infect beast if we have that. But without that combo, the Death's Head Cobra just might be better since that's an earlier drop that can protect us. Yeah, I think I like just playing the Cobra over the Keepers. If we do go against another Infect deck, Poseidon and Keepers isn't bad, because it's very hard for the other Infect deck to deal with. I guess Hex Parasite is a decent combo with a Hydra. In fact, Hex Parasite with Glistening Oil is a decent combo on any of our creatures. He's a good guy to keep in mind for the sideboard, even for other, opposing Trigons, things like that. You can really neutralize him. I think this is what we're going to end up going with. See how much removal I got. A Wound, Grasp, Glistening Oil, Dismember. I mean, Oil's generally best in a control deck. Like, we don't want to be dropping it on one of their guys, untapping, or after attack, and then have them hold it back on defense. So it's great on one toughness guys if they're choosing to hold it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got a decent amount of removal. For our lands, I actually think, yeah, we want more forest. That's what I was just going to say. I think 10-7. Like, we don't necessarily need to cast Grasp and Oil right away. Dismember's colorless. We really want to make sure we're getting out our Glistener Elf or Rotwolf, things like that. Telgelot Fallen as soon as we can. So I think I'm going to go the 10-7 route. And we'll just go with it and see how it works. I'll see you in round 1.